You know that is. I know them things is drawing his mouth. So what I could do actually is that I put a mutable list right here. It's just a better, even better way to do this. It's just this is probably the fastest right now, and I'll make it better.
Sure.
I would do it like I would do it like.
Do the app to app.
How did I just do it? It was like buy, remember, boom,
Remember, email
right
password.
here. Allow, new, has no.
There was two of them right here, two different places.
It is. Looking at. How about this? I'm gonna just say val list equals val list by mutable list of I'm gonna say strings right now. I'm gonna say boom string. Not serve as a delegate. We gonna keep that as that because low key this is a good way to just do that. I wouldn't want to really mess that up. But that means I have to delete this field. So this for each will maybe do a form with I could toss the view model. Toss the view model in there and pretty much in this form it'll be just a form view model. Take that view model in here.
And then hit it with a boom.
Hit it with a boom.
They ain't gonna expect it.
How about a column? How about we just do a column and just do it the correct way? The correct way is pretty much to take this input field value
and put it all the way up there.
Is to take that input field value. Okay, it'll be something rather it just be like input. Input. Let me make sure. Let's go on items, this field, new list, and we give everything an input value. Input value. Okay, it's called the input field. I created something called the input field, which take the label. The label will be something that says, let's say, email. The input will be the view model, which we should have right here. VM. And sign in view model equals view. VM dot sign in with no. Actually, let me go back to view model. These are marked as private, so let's not do that. And then come back to sign in screen and then say let's actually call this every page should have one view model. So we're just gonna say view model and come here and say view model dot email input. Then we got a field. So input. What's the difference between input and field? Input is state dot value. Okay, the field is updating the field with the updating field would be like view model dot email dot value equals
Practice movements.
It's like equals it. I'm gonna just say it because it is an it.
Build is it.
Well, it's just it could you could have actually named I could have named it anything. Hold on. I mean, this is marked as a val, so that means it won't be able to resign. So we would actually call var. So I can change it. Um, so now it would be like this. It really is like this. I could actually just call it. I can do something like this. I can call it new email. Go like this, and then just say um update email, and we'll put update email right here. And so that it was literally just you pressing I and updating that field. The input is like empty. You could put this out, but once you press a letter, you gotta update that field. Like I said, update.
That would I enter type.
On change every time it change what you want to do. You could. I want to put whatever I typed in there to this, but it's called it. But it will be a faster way. You can call it update email fast whatever. Normally you will call put on change here. So on change when input changes, you want to update that with that. I'm gonna delete this and this. I'm gonna put a view model. I don't have to actually.
What's the
It's a architecture you normally use when building mobile. You got view. You got view. You got MVVM. You got model, view, and view model. So the model is just the representation. I guess the model is like a person. Has a name. Say person, first name, last name. Then just models, just whatever will post in there. The view is actually what you see. So how when you display this first name, last name, text design. And view model is saying the view updates the model now. When you when you put input, let's say you change your name, that view updates the model, them little, and then that updates the view again, and view model. So you got like a MVVM model, view model, and then just keep on like that. So view model is just a better way of kind of building a mobile app without getting so like caught up in putting having gobbledygook and all that. It's a good way to design your app, whatever you call it. Some little gobbledygook. It's only even supposed to be here, but I'm gonna just put view model right here. R. Let me see if I can say that whatever. Equals. Okay, there we go.
One.
Oh, no. Equals. I'm gonna have to install view. Alright, let me update my application first to make sure I got it. Oh. Hey, Amber, come up, bro. What the fuck is you just sitting down there for? Girl, if you don't bring your ass up here,
Bring your motherfucking ass upstairs. So you can't hear nobody.
this input, let me just delete that. Input value, I'm gonna delete that. There's no need for that.
Why is that?
Because I was just trying to make it a good way to clean code. You write clean code, reusable code. You'll create them little methods like that. So I was creating those to see, so I can reuse it in other places in the app because it's an input field. You're gonna obviously because when you sign up, you're gonna have an input field when you log in, when you just do certain things, you just need the input. So I was like, but now it's just like, let me just quickly do this real quick. 'Cause I actually need another form right here. Oops. Right here, and this will be for the password.
And so with the password, they constantly changing every day, or every second.
No, this is good. This is more
High tech type shit.
Hmm?
That's some type of high tech type shit. Password change every 30 seconds type
You
shit.
could put that in there. You can.
Okay.
Yeah, if you feel. Yeah, like in a few, like you can pretty much do if you like. Usually they use like hashing. You can hash a password. Um, it's more secure. But before you even get all the way there, like, 'cause there's never really an end, you just never be done. You would start off real basic and keep updating the app. You know how you see your phone always get updated?
Mm-hmm.
It's like them say, okay, this piece of code, I'm supposed to actually write comments on it. It would be better, but yeah. Yeah, right now I'm gonna do them a little bit later. Make sure my app at least got it running to that I can create a database account with Firebase. And like I do that, I'd be cool with it a little bit. Uh, so that's why I'm actually about to do a quick Google search. It's called Hill View Model, and then you got like the um, um I don't know how to really explain dependency injection.
That's that's what I learned.
You said what?
That's what I had learned when I looked up fucking code and shit.
Yeah, but this probably a diff. You probably get HTML, CSS, right? You normally would start at the basics. You should start with like basic web development, HTML, CSS. When you get comfortable, you do coding. That's technically coding too, but we don't really consider it coding. But it's technically, it's definitely still coding.
Yeah.
Fuck. Navigation composed. As we go hill navigation. Yeah, like it's still coding. You would start there, get comfortable. Just not even, just kind of like just let your brain. I spent a little bit too much time uh, with CSS, and I guess dependency injection is um, it's a best way to like inject a model. So you build objects. So you got object oriented programming. I like object oriented programming because you just building objects. You look at everything as an object. Um, and even an object can have like itty bitty parts. Using dependency injection, you can just like inject that like another one, like an instance of that object into the application. I'm about to do dependency injection right now to what would I be doing it for? Hilda. Let me see. I should read what exactly what dependency, because she would tell me.
How long would it take to build a game
Depending on how complex.
Let's say something like Blackbird.
Well, that doesn't take anything long. That'd be nice. First game to build too.
A hill view model is a jetpack view model that is constructed
For the view model, yes. MVVM. That's not really helpful at all. But I'm about to use.
Okay. Right?
Okay, you want me to put it there? I just did that right. I guess
Killing this mouse.
okay. Bro, shut your damn dickhead ass up. What the fuck? Project. There you go. App plus library. Put that in there. Okay. Install. That's just that's navigation. I think that's all I really need. I'm about to see. For navigation. Is that what
See
they talk about? Yeah, Jetpack Compose is the new way. It's just like this is like modern web development, like cutting edge web development.
Jetpack with two C's.
It's a Jetpack Compose.
With two C's.
Uh-uh.
I know.
Look,
You know what I
this
mean.
guy. Look at that. Remember that looking at us song? Will you make? Look at that. That shit used to be the shit that came out. Oh what?
Like, I don't know.
That pulling and there ain't on my show. I know you ain't never hear that song before. Get you no mama, no mama. Look at that. Okay. View model. I install. I still building. Let me see. Still building.
All my numbers they built for.
Depending what computer you have. With how your Wi-Fi signal is. I don't know if they really care about Wi-Fi signals. Well, I am installing it. Off, yeah, see Google is here. It's doing it off the internet. Uh, but that's not me. I think most of the time, once you get this, because it's not even about getting it. It's literally about you. It's a thousand ways to do one thing, and it's kind of about you. See how I hardly go on Google. I used to like knowing, but you normally how I just go on Google what to install. I know where to find it, so that's how we go about. So I'm probably like, long as you know where to find what you need, that's all that matters.
Really though. AI.
So I was like, yeah, AI can go to ChatGPT. She can generate me a template and all that. But again, I'm over here like
Trying to work.
she do it code too, so I can actually do one of them. The next one is sign up screen with her and show you how cold she is versus how I did it.
So this the personal.
Yeah, this is like how I just coded it, like the login screen, the sign in screen. We can kind of see, cause she put me on with some like just how to structure the app even as a basic template. Um, you need another computer.
Yeah. But taking notes.
It's really taking
For real.
uh, but this is what I'm building. I guess. What screen is this? It's not the screen. It's the screens. Got splash screen. Sign in screen. I just love my guap and I don't play around. I just keep my Glock and I'm like spray your town. She said that she love me, but then she fold. She might go look at I just stack my double cup. I just like to pull fold. I can sometimes never fold. They just scream my name, you know this ain't gonna load
Why not?
because this takes
Yeah,
like it's if you wanted to require this called me putting view model here, that means when I call that this method, like right here, this is the preview. This could have also been a preview, but it would have still said I need to pass something here. So if I put sign in screen, I'm gonna show you actually right now. It's loading. Alright, till we finish loading. But if I put sign in screen, it's just gonna say I need a view model, but I shouldn't have to. I should just be able to put hill view. Ooh, thinking about that. I should go to view model, sign in, view model, close this, say at Hilt
View model.
view model,
Alright.
and now this should allow. Oh, I can do that as well. I can say UI, and say new class file navigation. That means I can say whatever navigation, which it ain't gonna let me do because I already have navigation val nav controller controller.
But not gonna be that one.
How about it's actually equals remember nav controller. Then it'll be a nav host that takes that navigation controller and it has the start destination. Um, ooh, I got this already. It's like screen type. Screen. You don't have this. How about this? Go like that. The start. We actually want to start from the splash page. So we'll say splash. I'm gonna just put it here right now. Splash screen. Go here, and then I'm gonna say composable. Oh yeah, I do. Composable. This would be a splash screen as well. And now I put something like splash screen on there. So that's the start destination. And then I have to put another composable
Copy.
and this will be sign in
Screen.
screen. So this is just to register with the navigation. Who's it? What's he doing? Sign up. Sign up screen, splash screen, sign in screen, sign up screen, which could be login screen, but I'm gonna just say sign and sign up screen. This is sign preview sign in screen, which takes a view model. And that view model would pretty much be that val view model equals sign and view model, which equals Hilt view model right there. And view model. I'm gonna end up doing that to those two. I only got this one done. Sign in. I know how to. That means this right here.
Gotta go.
Well, I can do this. I can say whatever is equal to. Oh, I can put it here too. I can say
Hilt model.
Yep, I can say Hilt view model here. Now I can go back down here and put sign in screen. refresh that, and it'll show that. Also gotta put a navigation controller in here so that I can navigate, such as right when you press.
So that leads right to the.
I'm supposed to do this as well. Equals now controller equal local. Wait, I was confused myself. Now, oh, I know that. Let me put this right here. Navigation controller. Navigation controller. Engine model. And I'll go back over here. And it's like, I think it's actually host. No, it could be nav host controller. And I'll just say local context dot current. Oh, I did just do that. No, it's a new captain. Definitely captain. Looking at it's definitely not concluded. That was the effort.
And the camera on my face is like, you fucking serious right
Yeah,
now?
I can't. I look. Then you got the. Oh no, that's cause this sign up. Oh, this the one we gonna have AI do actually. So we actually gonna just delete this and just put that back right. Comp sign up screen text. This is sign up.
No, it's crazy. I always wanted to do that.
Which is a mode.
Color and shit.
It's easy. I ain't gonna cap. It's no easy. I gave up a few times. I was like, whoa. But I end up. I got it. It's go. It's fairly. It's interesting. Uh, and I think what I'm looking for is a sign in screen. Do that. That's gonna show up. I know. And then I say next do AI real quick, but this right here, sign in. Where is it? It's the bottom screen I had. I ain't got it on. Yep, this the bottom. So that's cool. We got the nav controller here. So pretty much the bottom screen says sign in, and it should be able to when you say sign in. What I'm gonna do is what when you click text that says sign in. You can do this with modifier as well. This bottom button, we can make it clickable. It's a modifier. It's a modifier. Modifier. Clickable. And what happens when you click this? We wanna say first you wanna do is say view model dot sign in email password. And then I guess based off that, I think it should also return. It definitely should return something like a true or false if it's like if the, you know what I'm saying. If it was, did it like pass or fail? So we just gonna say boolean. They call those true or false or boolean.
True.
Yep. So we're gonna start it. Actually, we're gonna start stuff on the repository. API. Boolean. And it could return a user or null, but we have to create a user as well. So I could create a user as well. Let's stop there and create a package called models. And that model class, data class, user. What do a user have? Val .id. We're gonna call it string. How about this? ID equals string. It's gonna be a string, which can be no, it can't be null. So it's required to return ID with value, at least also an email, which is a string. The string is just like text. All I really care about right now, as long as it turn the ID and the username. What I'm gonna do is go back up here and I should return the user. This repository, this is supposed to return a user, so that means this is supposed to return as well as user. What I'm gonna do now is actually go like this. Oops. So now it returns a user. So I would say return. Then I'm gonna assign a new model. And it's actually supposed to be a user. Now I put return as well right here. And now I'll go to my screen, which is the sign in screen. And I would say I would rather put this right up here. I say val user equals mutable, which means it can change. User equals how about not equals, let's say by actually like by remember mutable state of of some type of user, which is null. So it can also return null. So how do we know if it returned like that pass was wrong or false? Then it'll either return a user or null. So that question mark is a null. So I'm gonna go back over here and add a question mark on them bitches. Then I'll go back to sign in screen again. View model. It's kind of a view model. And put a question mark because else is gonna always return. How I know that because I just put it right here and I was like, oh, I don't know the user. So at first that user is supposed to also be null. That's how you know if it's signed in. Okay. And then it'll be right here. I would say user is equal that view model sign in required nothing found the user. Let me try talking about required nothing. Let me say bar right here. Just would be like val whatever is equals to this. Now this is supposed to be a user. How would I know other is a user or no? So then I'll make an if statement. If statement says if um, um, let me just say API or response. If the response is equal to null, or how about this? If response dot to string dot
I can see it all.
is blank, is null or empty. I know you could fix that. Change that is empty. So response dot to string dot is if that's true, then wrong. Then it's the wrong password. Then we just want to say something wrong. Uh, uh, sign. Or it wouldn't call it could be error or anything. So it would be like uh, cannot. So we can also just say is it to string is empty. What we could just actually just go for the if it's not empty.
Mm.
It cannot. We just say cannot authenticate right now, and in the future we're gonna figure out what the problem is that and down the road. So if response.toString is empty, cannot authenticate. Else you did authenticate, and we'll say this user over here is equal to that response.
What time do we have?
And oh, okay, I get this now. I was supposed to say this. It's a mutable, mutable state of a user which could be null. Is equals remember no. There we go. There we go. There we go. And I could really now just do this. Really, I believe I could just say user is equal. Maybe it will go dot value. There we go. User dot value. And then we can check now. Just say by the response. Just says the user up there is it still else. If it is, we're just gonna do it. It was wrong. Yeah. Else we wanna log in. We wanna navigate actually. What you'll wanna do is just say we're gonna use the navigation controller up there and say navigation controller. Navigate. We wanna put home screen or some shit like that, but we ain't make home screen yet. But you will navigate to home screen. Mm, that mean that user will have to get that user again. Could you pull that user again down? Do navigate that home screen.
Yeah, that's how we go. End up
You
with
would,
empty.
you should be able to, because you can save. Oh, there we go. That's dependency injection right there. Dependency injection would help. You could create a singleton, so a single instance. like
That's a
a
smart
person.
ass nigga.
It's a single instance of it can only be one user and that user can only be initialized one time. So therefore when I initialize it here or just anywhere in the application, actually want to do it over here. So I'm gonna create something better that I can manage that rather than inside a composable and then create one singleton so I can update that singleton. I can you can log in. I can say like the ID tokens to make a request and verify that I already logged in or if that user logged out. But this is navigate to home page. Um, I'm about to refresh this again. I think this should work. Oh, I got healed. Um,
Yo,
but but cause it be
sign
tweaking sometimes, bro. It's be straight tweaking on me like you don't wanna show it to you unless you start using it. But it might.
So what's a booster better than that?
Hmm?
What's a booster better than that?
What's the booster? What you talking about?
Like, what's the help?
You said what is help?
Yeah,
Help is just it's just a better way to structure your program and plus it's dependency injection, so it's something like we all use dependency injection. So if I create that user, I just said right here. So look, I can do this, right? I have to do something like this to update the user every time, like user dot value dot let's say email and say email is equals like whatever, but mess around it's not gonna let me because it's a value, so you can't assign. So dependency injection just allows me to inject that, just inject it in one place. So for instance, I'm using dependency section for this repository. See right here.
yeah.
So I
Right.
and I said inject this API. So I inject this API. So I didn't have to even initialize this like if I else I could have went something like this.
That's protecting your path.
Yeah, it's even more. So I would have did something like this: Firebase, or actually, I would put in it, um, and I have to put like Firebase. I also have to put this up here, like Firebase off API.
And that's on that.
I'm about to show you.
Raspberry command.
Nah, what did you talking
Oh.
about, Raspberry?
Oh.
Nigga.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No,
Error.
wait,
Damn.
hold on, let me Firebase off API. You will have to initialize it like something like this and say Firebase off API. And then you will have to put what inside cannot be, which this is the interface, so you couldn't do that. Um,
But that's, I mean, it would public.
no, it's just an interface, so like just the layout. An interface is pretty much like what an interface, like a computer interface. Like what does this do? Like I should have this method, and it should return this type of. It doesn't really explain like but it's the layout. So when I like if I inherit from this interface or something,
It'll
it's
be the sign in, the email,
yeah, and it
password.
will even correct me on it. So to sign in with password, I can also say uh, sign out. I can do this ahead of time if I want to sign out. Um, I think what I should do, because I'm gonna need is like tokens, but right now I'm gonna just say sign out. This would be more of a boolean. So true or false, did he sign out? Is he still signed in?
Did it
Sign up.
backfires from that?
What you mean?
Doing it ahead of time?
No, usually you. So I do C#. It's weird how they structure their stuff, but nah, you can. I mean, um, you would want to do an interface before like you either inherit from the interface or like implement the interface. You usually build an interface and then you implement it. or you got abstract class, which means also you define the logic, well, the method and the parent class, whatever. Uh, it's like required though, rather than an interface. I don't believe it's required. I can do it real quick. I don't think interfaces are really like it's not required for me.
But it's better. Feel safe thing.
Yeah, let me show you real quick. Like this, I don't want to do this one, so because this is the API interface, I do something like this. Um, Interface right here, and then I say sign and sign in. Uh, Sign in. How about this? Actually, I sign in repository. You can also make generics, which I like. But you do I sign in repository, and that sign in repository, let's say fun sign in with email, password, email string, password string, and we're supposed to return a user like that. I can also say fun.sign out, sign out. This how we want to put boolean, boolean. I say a token. I think it'll need at least a token. Okay. Now I go to my repository right here. Go to auth repository. I believe yeah you can have inherit from multiple. Say I sign in repository. I'm gonna just delete this. Once I put that on there, it's turned red. I could just do this and say implement members. It gives me the sign in I just did. Boom. So it's fast as hell. It's more faster and it's more accurate because you can't really delete that. And then you have an abstract class. The abstract class. Um, right. Abstract class. Okay, implement the interface. You have to like you implement. The abstract class you can inherit from. So it can inherit that and it won't like you won't even have to worry about it. So also let's say I want a thing that every class like let's say this right here. API repositories. Check this abstract class. I'm gonna call this generic um, repository. That they're generic repository. And it's T could have interface too, but that can have interface. But every function should have some type of get, such as get user. So that user, let's say model is a T of whatever instance. So you get it, or you let me put ID here. Get it by the ID actually, and put string, and it should return a T or no, which would a T would be a user. Make sure I did it right. Yep, I did it right. You will have to also put abstract right here. Sure. Uh, is this supposed to be just a name abstract too? Okay, okay. Now you gotta name the method abstract as well. So you'll have a get, just a get as well, where you don't put nothing in a parameter, and that should give you a list of type T. It could be an empty one. You can add. So you should be able to add a user or anything, add anything, as well as see if it exists. Okay. Abstract mean a parent, so I can inherit from generic repository, but if it's marked as abstract, so let's say exist, I'ma just say by default it's not gonna be abstract and we just gonna return a boolean. We wanna say model T and then return a boolean and then just say true. Just why not? Just say true right now. So it's always gonna return true. So I'm gonna see how much. So I'm gonna go back to the Firebase auth repository. You can only inherit from one abstract class. So I'm gonna say generic repository of a user. Uh, now, now implement members. So yep. So it did three rather than exist because so abstract also means you gotta the parent class or whoever inherit this is gonna implement this. An interface I believe just helps you more than an abstract class. It's like make sure like they're gonna implement this right here. Interface is like more just like an interface, a sign in, sign out. Abstract class is more. Let me see. Let's actually exclude. Make sure I'm right. Kotlin difference between abstract class and interface. Yeah. So right, may have to provide implementation. So um, but it may need to be abstract or has to provide interface may have property. Okay, I guess the same. But just being able to abstract, you have to implement it rather than an interface. I believe I don't even know how to get to more. Let's different abstract and interface, abstract versus interface. Let's talk about that. Like it. Okay. Okay, there we go, there we go. That's a nice way to say it. So the interfaces right here would be more like sign in with password versus abstract class is more like get. This because now I can create another this actually could have been like yeah generic repo. I can create another repository like database repository and I can still use this abstract class right here because you can get anything. You can get a user, you can get a ticket. Like this don't have to be user. This can also be ticket. And it'll show up like this. Versus if I put I sign in repository, um, this is specifically made like for an interface. Like it's the interface, the layout, or as they say, um, interface is a sketch as in a login with password, login. So I could also say login with password and then get how about how about this? Can I do that? Can I say, hey, I want to get a list of users. Okay, we got a list, and now because they got a specific API for this. So. But this would be more on users. This is more of a count. So let's actually go back to models. So models right here. got user.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just do this. Copy, copy. Let's actually change this to account, which has an email and password, and we can put a username. We still put the account should have um, pass. Let's just do email password. Most accounts just have email password, but we
The
could
ID
put
is the user.
yeah, the ID is what it because what I'm really looking at is right here. This is what I'm about to do because I'm gonna actually need this and test this out. Firebase off. So I do go online when it comes down to like when I start making requests of APIs and stuff like that because I want to know what properties they have. Watch this. Watch this shit. So let me see right now. This is sign up with email password. Boom, quick shot. You can create an email password by issuing a post request to the auth new user endpoint. And what does it return? It returns an email password request body. So you will request, you will put the email password and whether or not to return an ID and refresh token should always be true. So that means it would go like this. Take that out because this request. So we could also say I like to put DTOs now. So I put account uh, post or maybe add how about this account DTO. But we could just call it add account. Add account DTO is just considered data transfer object. I guess that's what we used to in C#. So this is so I know the add account. How do you add account? Um, I could say account post DTO or post account DTO. What's post
This work by
account post DTO? I see add account DTO. We got this, and they said the last thing is this return secure token. That means you would do this return secure token, which is a boolean, and they say it's always supposed to be set true. So we're gonna say that. That means response. So actually call this request account request DTO or request account. What's request account request data transfer request account data transfer account requested DTO or we could just say account request. Let's do that. Then we'll do account return. We'll put these in different files, but this seems to be fast right now. Response. Response. Response, it would return an ID token. ID token, which is a string, email string, refresh token, email string, refresh token.
What's a refresh token?
So you get a token, refresh token when your token expires, saying that you authenticated or you have some type of you can just use the refresh token to get a new one, get a new token and relog in. So expires and so this session, so the number of seconds in which the ID token expires, and it gives me the ID token. So you got the regular token. When this expires, you use the refresh token to get. Yeah, you would do it again, but you might have to do it before it expires. Actually, but it's some like other ways you can do it. So I forgot which one, what we call that. Expires and now we got a local ID.
And that's newly, a newly user.
The UID, so the ID of a newly created user. Uh, so that's the ID technically. You could put that at the top, but we can just call it a local ID, and that's string. All of them are strings.
All right, Professor. That's
No,
that's
no, where you
402.
going?
Last ended at 4. It's 402.
Where you going? Check this out.
Brain
Where
is
you
fried.
going? No, no.
Lying to you.
Simple. No, no. Oh no. This how it go. Look.
Hey, good luck. So much
Uh,
our session
so,
today.
so, let's actually redo these repositories, right? And call this motherfucker account repository. Account repository. No, no, you inject. Now we got account, bro. I just switched it up on that ass. We can now say private val. No, don't go nowhere. No. Oh no. Stay right here, mister. Before I follow you. Yeah, let me finish this motherfucker. Account. We can do just account repository. In fact, you know that generic or the abstract class I was talking about? I can literally just put that bitch here and say get just that and just actually put. This is why I said so many ways to do fucking shit. Oh yeah, you also. I say the response because you got a request too. Check this out. It's just cold. So a generic response repository, you will have a. You can say request response. These are just generics. That could be anything. So this return would technically be a response because these are responses.
Which is the pause.
Huh?
Which is the pause.
No, a response is just whatever account. It just be whatever I sent to like a database, an API, account, GitHub, whatever they return to me. Like
Okay.
if I ask for some information, like what will they return to me type of thing. A get ID response. So where is the request is at? A request would be like add. I say, yeah, it would you request to add this. Damn. I see. Do like this request like that. And that request could also be. I'm assuming. Yep. Nope. You wouldn't request no elements is these responses. Now, just wait. Watch this. Now I can say account request, then I can say account response. And now that I do that, check this out. I can use that with anything now. I could also say user request, user response. And yeah, so that motherfucker go crazy fast, and I just use the get. So how will you get a count? So you could get a count by its ID, but personally, what you I would personally do, I would put the interface in here too, that sign in, because you can inherit multiples. Like, so I'll do something like this. I say sign. I sign in repository. And then I get that sign in with password in this bitch.
Yeah.
Um, sign in with password is actually supposed to return a user, but that ID is that right here, that the UID of the newly created user. So I don't have to do that though, because this returns a user. So that mean I could create a user. Yeah, I could create a user. So I just get this account. I delete that. I don't need that. Nah, bro, wait, just one more. Check this out. So I can also do this user repository. I watch this. This is what we go. Inject. You will want to inject it. You'll say constructor private val firebase off API, and then right here you will say the same thing. You can use the same thing, generic repository. In that request, it will go something like this. It'll be like, I have to go back to the model right here, because I got user. You have a user request, and you have a user response. Now this is merely what you want. You could do it, and it could literally be the same thing, but you would filter out. You would want to filter some things out, such as if you request for a user, um, with this ID tag. I'm gonna head home, but I need an encore from him. Um, response
session.
Huh?
Request.
So response. Let's say I want to hide that email account, but your request actually, because that login token password. So let's say I want to request a user with this ID, but I don't want to. I want the ID this when it response. When a response comes, I don't wanna. I don't want the ID to show technically. So so now right here I can technically say user request user response. Put this right here and literally get the same shit. So motherfucker said now my shit just like fast as fuck. I can
fast fuck.
Yeah, I can like you create really more faster just off of this one generic class. I just use this generic to pretty much generate these code like this. Let me go to screen sign in. What this is about? Okay, this is about that. Let me just delete that. Let me review model. It's supposed to be a user response. User response. I'm gonna delete that from here. It's supposed to be a mutable response. Or the error add unknown. Oh, it's okay. Because that user right here. Type of shit. Now I'm about to just play the screen. I should be able to play the screen right here. See if it run or not. If it don't, because I just did a lot of typing. Fuck that. Play with something. But I'm pretty sure it builds. I think I ain't got no errors no more.
At all.
Like I said, man, my baby, what you talking about? So you obviously know something. You know something. I'm about to let that bitch build real quick. Let it run. Maybe later.
12. That's go around.
What you mean?
That's I got a son at home. Just be gone at 4. He got to go to school at 9. He take 30 minutes to get back home at 3.
Hey, this motherfucker, man.
I gotta grab my other phone up and contact.
Mm.
What?
Yeah, I say, guess not. Man. Bullshit.
Huh?
What rock could go do they thing?
Huh? Get out of that.
I don't know. I don't know. This bitch about to boom error. Who said boom error? That bitch an easy error too.
User response.
And my babies. You could take that, take her to bring her stuff in that crib though.
Shit, you
Huh?
gonna
What? User response. It's even a way better. Boom. That should be the last error. Oh yeah, it's not gonna go because I still didn't inject that. So yeah, it's generic. What's this? We don't need anymore. It's still this user shit. And this is actually the Firebase auth repository. Uh, I'm gonna delete that because we just really need delete anyway. Because we need account repository for when you log into account. I could just put get get all and then put a interface with the sign in. Then the user repository. After that, you would do like a ticket repository. And I already got the generic, so the generic is just gonna say, okay, get a ticket, add a ticket, delete a ticket. That generic is like they call it CRUD, so create, read, update, and delete. Pretty much everything is CRUD operations. So that's a generic. Put it boom, 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 boom. But then you got multiple options of sign in or getting an account. So when you put get account and you get it by, so I'd rather get it by ID. So if I want to get that account specific by his ID or whatever. But once that's out the way, we can focus on user and actually not worry about password. You can say user, get user, create user, update the user, delete them. Ticket, create ticket, read the ticket, update the ticket, delete it. Like it's a CRUD operation. Everything is CRUD from walking to light to, so every object has a generic. That's what I call it generic because you can put that on anything. You can stamp a CRUD operation, be a whole application now. Payment, I guess payment be a little bit. It have an interface. A payment really have an interface based on like you create a payment. So when you put get payment, yeah, it'd be more like an interface, I guess. I ain't do that part yet to even, but it has its CRUD because you should be able to delete your credit card off of the. You should be able to read the whatever it is. If it's the numbers on that bitch, the CVS or CVV, you should be able to update it as well with a new one when that one's stolen or something. But then you got what type of Visa card, so log in with this Visa or but through my interfaces now, the Visa card, through my basically an interface rather than what a generic class that everything could use. A user can have that abstract, that CRUD, in a card, but a fucking user can't have a update CVS type of shit. Like you feel me? What the user is in a credit card type of shit. So the interface. But that's not gonna go through until I mess with Hill.